Did you take my t-shirt? Huh? Can I have it back? Can I have it back? Oh, no, it's mine.
Hey, everybody. All right, let's talk about courage. Courage is a big one. The U.S. is a scary place right now. There have been Spanish communities that have been devastated where ICE has been allowed to run wild. Our Muslim neighbors are being prosecuted and arrested for speaking out against the genocide in Palestine. Women who live in states where there's abortion bans are afraid to have miscarriages or complications in their pregnancy. It's not good, y'all. Heck, I'm even scared to go outside the side of the country for a vacation because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in. They could change the rules at any time, and my queer, black, disabled female ass won't be able to get back in here. Who knows? It's exhausting. So I know of multiple people who have fled the country because they don't want to be here for the decline of our country and its fascist uprising. They don't want to live somewhere where they have less rights than the day that they were born. As much as I would like to check out other countries and cultures and live somewhere else for a while, uh, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving when America is in distress. I guess the US is in my bones and I have to fight to save this country. I guess the same America vibe that a lot of people get that have them join the military is I've got it, but it's to save the country from itself. Now, it's been a while since I have woken up to the fact that this is not the country that I've been led to believe it is, but I want it to be better. I want it to be the one that I grew up thinking that it was, that I grew up being told that it was a land of freedom and prosperity and the opportunity for everyone. So I know a lot of people and businesses that are afraid of what's going to happen if they resist. And so many are starting to obey in advance. They know the Trump regime is going to take away their rights, so they are giving away their rights as a bribe and are bowing down and trampling their own rights in hoping that Trump will ignore them, hoping that Trump will give them a pass. It's not going to happen. Just saying. So I was talking to somebody about going to the fall of the Trump regime protest that's happening November 5th, 2025. And they were like, oh, I'd like to go, but I'm scared. So I told them my every day is being scared. It's the anxiety of knowing what's coming if we let this fascist regime take hold without fighting back. I'm terrified of the world we're going to live in if he's not stopped. We will all be scared every day. We might even be disappeared, killed, arrested, whatever, just for not agreeing with the things that this government is saying that we must agree on. We'll even have to be afraid of our neighbors turning us in and accusing us of something that the government doesn't want us to do, or just an enemy that doesn't like us and calling in something and saying that they think that we're doing something we're not supposed to do, and that can change our entire world. Our young men can be conscripted into service where they will be forced to terrorize and kill others for being different. Our girls and women in constant fear of forced relations where without any recourse for justice, and being forced to have a child that may result from those violations. That is what scares me. Being together fighting against this, that doesn't scare me. Something that happened in Minnesota, which is where, if you don't know, that's where I'm from. Minnesota, and something happened here on during the day of the No Kings March. Two of our lawmakers were shot. One was Melissa Hortman, who, along with her husband Mark, was shot and killed. The other, John Hoffman, was critically injured along with his wife Yvette. I hoped and prayed that their deaths wouldn't suppress the No Kings March here that we were going to have at the Capitol, because despite the shooter's manifesto saying that they were going to come after the protests there next. But I thought, why is that a reason to stop? Threats shouldn't stop you from trying to keep your rights, from trying to take back our rights, from trying to do what is right. Heck, the leader of the racial justice group that I work with here in Minnesota gets death threats all the time. If that stopped her, we would not have been able to get justice for Dante Wright, justice for George Floyd, and none of those things. And at one of the protests against the killing of Winston Smith, Deanna Marie was murdered in front of us. A car was purposely driven through the protesters, hitting and killing Deanna Marie. We came back the next day. Now I want you to just be clear that I was not there at the time that Deanna Marie was murdered, but I was there earlier in the day and I came back the next day. I knew a lot of the people who were there, and it was a tragedy. It scarred a lot of us. But we were back there the next day. The people at the No Kings March actually thought about canceling it at the Capitol because of these threats. I was so disappointed when I walked over the hill of the No Kings March and I saw there were a lot fewer people than the Hands Off March. And I was like, this is awful. This lone shooter is stopping us from stopping a lot of people from getting our rights. So I asked somebody at one of the 10, and she said that the speakers had been canceled because of the threats that this man made. And I was so disappointed, so disappointed. And then about 1 or 2 minutes after she said that, suddenly I see this group of people coming at us, marching towards us, and the crowd began to swell with so many people. Apparently, they just, it was delayed because they had to be convinced to start this. The same woman that I was talking about, the leader of our racial justice group, was there to convince them not to give up, not to let this single person stop thousands of us from showing up and demanding our rights and demanding no kings. I was so proud of her and so proud of everybody there for showing up despite the perceived risks. Now, am I scared of what might happen during protests? A little bit, but not nearly as scared as what might happen if we don't stop him. Every day we go out and we drive our cars despite 120 people a day being killed in car accidents. But we drive our cars and because that is what we need to do to be free to do the things that we want to do. So my mom grew up in the Jim Crow South until she was 11, 12 years old. And it affected every day of her life. The way that she was towards white people for almost 40 years was very racist in terms of not thinking that any of them were any good and all of them were violent and or wanted to hurt her in some way. It took her a long time to get over that. Like I said, almost 40 years. And still, the way that she interacted with our white neighbors when we moved to the suburbs was very disturbing. She still knew in her soul that these white people could take away her home at any time. That was what her brain told her. So there were things that our neighbors wanted that we did to, or that she did to our home because they wanted it, not because she wanted it. she was very submissive and very, she wasn't herself around them because she knew what could happen if somebody in power decided that she shouldn't have a home anymore. I don't want that for us. I don't want people in today's America to know what it's like to be beaten down, traumatized, terrorized by people above them and people in power. It's not good for anybody. You know, the Jim Crow South has been sieved down. And the way that we think of it has been whittled down to water fountains, bathrooms, lunch counters, and lynchings. And all those things were part of it, but those were not every single day things. The fear of the lynchings was an every single day thing. The fear that was instilled in her of saying the wrong thing to the wrong white person went very deep. And I say that it was a bad thing for everybody because I know that even now, when I hear about children being put into cages or the things that are happening at Alligator Alcatraz, arrests that I see of innocent people just being taken from their homes, their families, who are being taken when they go to do the right thing and go to a courthouse to continue the process of becoming a legal citizen, and they've done everything right. That hurts me. And that's scary. When people start getting hurt on the streets, when the military begins to come and invade our cities, and the things that they could do to us, the things that they could subject us to. Even if you are one of the people that are in the right group or the group in power, seeing those things has an effect on you. The people in Nazi Germany, Protestant Germans, still have deep scars from what happened. Imagine seeing a friend, a neighbor, someone you just see at the grocery store every time you go. Imagine that they come to you asking for help, and you have a choice whether or not to turn them in. It could be your life if you don't turn them in, but you are destroying someone that you know and like, possibly love. That's damaging. That's traumatic. That hurts. I don't want to live in that world. Even though I'm going to be on the bottom, for all of you who are on top, you shouldn't want to live in that world either. It's bad times. And it goes for generations. The trauma of it lasts for generations. If you can, come with us to the Fall of the Trump Regime March in Washington, D.C., November 5th. If you can't, that's fine. All the things that we are doing here, having a place and time to meet every week to start thinking of things, being creative, ways to fight back, wearing your seat so you know you're not alone, you're not hopeless, you're not helpless. Ooh, excuse me. That's what we need to do. Have courage. If you are scared, it's okay. You're having courage and you're going to do it anyway. You're going to fight anyway. I believe in you. Remember, we're not helpless. We're not hopeless. We are not alone. We can see them. We can see what they're trying to mask. We will choose courage, constitution, contribution. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, I have a Patreon if you would like to be part of that. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. Courage is the greatest superpower. Bye bye.